Welcome to the Synergy Podcast, the space where we redefine how we move, heal, and experience our bodies. My name is Ariana Montanari, a yoga teacher, soap maker, and beekeeper, and really advocate for a pain-free life driven by pleasure. Here, we break free from the unspoken rules that tell us how we should look, how we should move and feel. And through intuitive movement, self-care, and deeper connection with nature, we explore what it truly means to live without tension, pain, or limitations. So whether you're a yogi, a seeker, or simply curious about stepping into a more liberated way of living, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Bruna, I'm so happy to have you here. Hello!
I'm happy too.
It's amazing. I'm very grateful for you to say yes to this very last minute improvised chat that we're going to have today. So
Sure.
The reason why I invited you here is that in my mind I was going through all the inspiring people that I have in my life and whose stories I would like to share in this platform. And so since you and I are having a little bit of extra contact because of the retreat that I will hold in your beautiful space in Tuscany, then I thought, of course she has to come. So Bruna, please, if you can, take just a few moments to introduce yourself and share a little bit of the magic that you're doing in the world.
Sure. So I'm Bruna Carvalho. This year I'll turn 39 years old, and I currently live in Tuscany. This is going to be the 5th year we are here, and we have established this business. We are in the middle of the woods. It was born as a hospitality business, but then nature called and passions came and it was a very natural path that brought us to become some kind of holistic center where we focus on the wellness of people in a very authentic way. And so this is the magic.
Wow, I have to say that the first time that So first of all, you and I, we were discussing before starting recording this episode, like how do we actually know each other? So one day I was on Instagram and then I get the ad from Podere La Gualda Vecchia and I'm like, oh, what is this place? So let me check. And I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And so I immediately contacted you, got a very swift response. And then during the summer, so summer 2024, I actually came to visit the place. And I remember, on the way there through those like tiny winding road, like where are we going? And then arriving at the Podere, I was like, wow, like I don't need to see any other place because this is just so beautiful. And then I got to meet you and I'm like, oh, okay, we're set. It's all good.
Thank you, Ariana.
You really, really created a beautiful, it's like real magic. I cannot use any other words. But these are only the last 5 years. So what happened before that? So what's your journey? How did you start?
I'll start very far away, but I will be very short, promise.
Sure.
So we go transoceanic to Brazil, where I was born. In 1986 in São Paulo, so skyscrapers, all the poverty, misery, all the stuff on one side. On the other side, my parents had a little house on an island where on the part that was looking at the ocean, there are still indigenous populations and no electricity, and you can only go by boat. So I had this kind of wilderness contact.
So you lived there?
I lived in São Paulo.
So but not in this little house.
Exactly. But every weekend or vacation, we went there. And I was always looking so much forward to go there. I felt home there. So for 10 years, I lived in Brazil and we always had this little house and I lived these two huge contrasts. And I like to tell this story because nowadays I see the effect that it had on me. Never before I did. So it's like if my life had all these puzzle pieces. Puzzle is not the name in English. Is it? I think it's not, but we can research that later. All these pieces that now make sense. Yeah. So after Brazil, we came to Italy. I studied here. I was in the north of Italy. Then I met my husband very, very soon. Very, very soon we had 2 children. And then we went living in Zurich. searching for a nicer, because he's Swiss, and we were searching for a better working opportunities. You are an expat, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yep.
And it was very cool. We spent 4 years in Zurich. It was really amazing. I never felt home in Switzerland, so I always knew that it was just like a step in our path. And then we came back to Italy. We chose this time Rome, and we just chose it because we thought it's beautiful and it's a big town, and it will provide us with a lot of opportunities. So it was 3 years in Rome. And then things started to change because I couldn't afford to go ahead with my previous job, because I had to travel a lot, and I didn't want anymore all this traveling. I wanted to be with my family and stuff. But in Rome, it was almost impossible to find a job, and a lot of things started happening. And we always had this dream of having a house in the countryside. And it was, in the beginning, it was like, let's have a second house in the countryside where we can enjoy a dinner with friends, with no pressure, with no stress, or just listen to a music album. This was like luxury, compared to the super chaotic and stressful city life.
In Rome.
But we never got there because it was very expensive, and then having a second house meant not traveling anymore. I don't know, it didn't match our lifestyle. So when all these things started to happen in my career, then I thought, well, I need to change everything. I thought, what can I do well? And I like to host people, welcome people. I like to match people that don't know each other, because I see things that they could put in synergy. You know this word. So I thought, yeah, hospitality, of course. And then I can maybe work on events and connect people and work on cultural projects. That's when we tried to find the house. It was first lockdown, COVID lockdown. We were in Rome. When they opened the possibility to travel, we immediately came here. We saw the house the day after we signed.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't sleep that night.
I believe you. Wow. But
Like,
was
I
it
was
like
sure.
old? I mean, did it need like to be restored and fixed, or was it already like as it looks today, the main house?
No, it took, I mean, it looked like you see from outside,
Okay.
more or less, but in the interiors, we had to work for a full year while we were living inside. So, yeah, it was, I don't want to do this anymore. Once was more than enough. Yeah.
And so
So
you
we
knew
worked.
already what it would become.
No, because in the beginning I only thought about the hospitality because it was my job, my first worry. Like, I need to, I need a salary, I need to get money from somewhere because I have expenses and stuff. So this was the first focus. When this was ready, we had all this space around us and we didn't know exactly how to use it. And then we searched for an architect, a landscape architect, and we found this lady, Caterina Conto, who made the project for the emotional garden. And from there, we started working on the vegetables garden, on the outdoor spa, and all ideas came so naturally.
Yes.
And meanwhile, I was continuing taking yoga lessons with my own personal teacher. She came here. I really like to do one-on-one lessons because I find it like I progress so much quicker. And I was falling in love more and more with yoga. Meanwhile, one day I went to a yurt where she was giving lessons. And then I said, oh my God, this space. I don't know if people know what a yurt is. It's Mongolian tent where actually these kind of populations that are nomads, they live.
And you're
And
sitting in one now. This is.
I'm sitting in one now. Let me show you. So it's
Yes,
this.
please.
It's this round space which has such a positive energy. It is beautiful, and practicing here is like wow. And we are in the middle of the woods here. I only see
Exactly.
trees.
Oh, I can just imagine, like in the morning with open doors, and you just hear the birds, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's gonna be wonderful.
Right now it's raining, so I hear the
Oh, but still, and
drops.
so you hear, oh, even that. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And tell
So
that you actually built it yourself.
yeah, I did with my husband and a guy that already built many yurts,
Yeah,
so
but
he exactly knew
still,
how to, manage everything. But yes, yes, I can tell.
wow, that's impressive.
Thanks. Yeah, so everything came so naturally, one step after the other, and now I see what the meaning of everything and the value of everything and our mission as a company, of course, but also as human beings. Because this place, you say it's magic, and I believe it is too. But of course, people that don't know us or the place, these are just words. But I guarantee that, like, almost, I don't know, everybody that comes here, when they step out of the car, it's like, wow. And I
Yes.
don't think it's the most beautiful place in the world. Of course, there are beautiful places in the world, but I think there is some kind of energy here. And I think
It's
people can feel better. Can feel reconnection with the wilderness, with nature. The air is pretty pure because we are in the middle of the woods. We are near to the seaside. It's half an hour from the beach. So we have all these influences, natural air, which
yeah.
nowadays it's difficult to find. And the starry sky in the nights, it's something unique. People are like, oh my God, I didn't see the Milky Way in so long.
And you told me there are also, what are they called? Lucciole.
Yeah, these little insects that light up.
Damn it. Well, at night. For those of you listening, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Those that
end of
are like
June.
super rare to find now because of loss of biodiversity and natural habitats, and there you have them. That's amazing. And I think that what also stays with the people who come there is also beauty, right? Because you have worked a lot on actual the house and the garden, the spa. It's all like beautiful. So the senses are immediately like at peace because you are in a peaceful place, a lot of nature around it, and it's beautiful. So it's like the aesthetic feeling, the need that we have within, it gets like satisfied somehow, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Trying to keep it simple always. We always try to keep it simple.
But still, like, it doesn't have to be complicated, and also has to be sustainable for you because, I mean,
Yeah.
you have to take care of it.
Sustainability is a huge point for us in all senses, of course, like materials that are sustainable along the years, that are sustainable economically, ecologically. Yeah, we really we take care of this point here.
Go on with your story. What else do you want to tell us?
Well, so we added the yurt to the garden. We added a path in the woods because our woods they are pretty young because people used to cut it for crop, but it's good that it's young. I mean, we don't have centenary trees, but we have a lot of diversity that we can take care of now. And in this path in the woods, you will also find some art pieces. Some are art made by human beings and some is art made by nature that we found and we highlighted it. This is something pretty that we like a lot because then people can connect with the woods. And then end of last year, I was doing a lot of yoga and then I felt the call to become a teacher myself.
When that moment comes, it's like the call. It's like,
Oh,
you
you
want to
know
go deeper.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I asked my teacher, like, do you think I'm ready? She was, of course you are.
Yeah. Like, do
And
you
I asked
think
my,
you're ready?
no. I mean, I didn't think I was ready, but I felt so consciously I didn't think I was ready. But inside me, I felt something very strong, very, very strong, very clear. And then I asked my husband, how would it be if I am 1 month away and you have to take care of everything? And he was, you go.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and so I went. I booked my yoga teacher training in Bali. I was a little bit scared by India. That's why I chose Bali.
Yeah, same here.
But India will, it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, but I know exactly what you mean. Very scary. So I was like, let's go save to Bali. It's like, yeah.
Exactly. I didn't look a lot for schools. I just went with what resonated very quickly with myself and had pretty good feedbacks and reviews online. So I just went with it. And actually, it was good. It was 3 weeks of bliss, pure bliss. And like I was flying so high for the full 3 weeks that when I came back,
I believe
it
you.
was
But
like
how was it to get there? How was like the last week? The first week, sorry.
the first day I wanted to run away. I was like, "Oh my God, it's so hot, and I'm so terribly tired.
Yeah.
And what is all these people here dressed in white and telling their stories? Where am I?"
Yeah.
I will never get in contact with all these people. I will never know them. They are so unknown to me, and maybe I will, yeah. So I had so many doubts and I was feeling so bad on the first day. Then I ate the food and it was delicious.
And then everything was good.
Yeah, and then the room was beautiful and my two roomies were nice. So step by step, things started to get, I started to get in the flow. And then I saw like the classes, I could follow them actually, because I was very scared, like, oh my God, can you imagine if I cannot follow or the flows, or maybe the theory is very difficult, or someone is gonna talk very fast and I'm not gonna understand something. I had all these doubts.
Yep.
And then little by little, I thought, okay, I can do this. Well, yes, it's doable, And well, actually, I'm enjoying a lot. Wow, this flow was amazing, and the theory is so interesting. And people talk to me, and when they talk to me, it was so nurturing. Usually, I was a very solo person before, and if I was in a circle here in the yurt, we do some events and workshops, and my yoga teacher, she always provides also a circle, a sharing circle. I always feel a little bit awkward in a circle. Very difficult to share, to open up, to listen to others, because when others open up, you have to be ready to listen. There, I actually felt the power of a circle and the power of sharing, and how much I felt nurtured by all these stories, how much I felt not alone anymore.
What was different?
Because everybody is going through some kind of struggles, everyone. And so everyone, we need to be so compassionate with everybody, even if we don't understand them or what they are doing. Who cares? It's not. And the non-judging yoga teaching or principle, yes, it's so important for me, because before I grew up with this tendency in my family to always judge.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it
Yeah.
feels so liberating to stop it.
Yeah.
Stop wasting our time and energies in judging other people.
Yeah. I've been working on this over the past 5, 10 years, and I was talking about it with a friend just a few weeks ago who has just realized this pattern, that she's actually a very judgy person, or she has this judgmental behavior, and she realized how it affects her. And that for me was a reminder of how far I have come. When you work with things and then they're not such a struggle anymore, and then it comes easy and you kind of forget how much work you've put in it. But talking to her was a reminder that, oh wow, I've actually stopped judging so much, because it's like you say, it's such a weight on your shoulders, because instead of just saying, yeah, whatever, let them do, like, and on one hand, and on the other hand, you have no idea what's going on in their lives. You have no idea the struggle they're going through, what they have in their past, and what they're expecting. And letting go of that judgment thing is like, okay, I don't have to waste my energy on that anymore, because what actually does it bring to us?
Absolutely nothing.
Right? Just, yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
But why would you feel that when you would have circles like before leaving?
Before what? Excuse me?
Before leaving to Bali, you felt uncomfortable.
Because I grew up in a family where, like, all these things are awkward. Getting in a circle with people, why do you need that? You should be working.
Okay.
Producing, you don't waste your time in a circle with people and maybe with a mandala in the middle. What is this for? This is the way I grew up. So everything to me was very difficult to get into this, because I felt attracted. I felt it's good, it's positive. No one is doing anything bad here. We are just working for the wellness of people. And to research on yourself and to understand better yourself and the others and be a better human being. So I felt it was good, but still, like, it's so difficult when you grow up in a certain way to cut
Yeah, because you
the
had
roots.
the kind of outer voice telling you, no, this is ridiculous. What are you doing even? But then you
Exactly.
yourself felt called to it. And I totally feel what you're saying, that we're doing nothing wrong. Because also when I find myself in these circles or like birthday parties with my, say, yoga or more like mindful conscious friends, and there's a lot of just chatting, hugging, cuddling, and my partner, he says the same, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, really? He's more like, and I say the same thing, but we're not doing anything wrong. we're spreading love, literally. And everybody's very kind to each other. And like, imagine if this could be the norm. Imagine
Yeah.
if you go to a party and everybody's super nice to each other, for real, not because they're drunk or, but because they're really like having this kind attitude to others. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it
But of
is.
course, it is scary. It is like intimidating for people.
Because we live in a society where you have to work, you have to gain money, and you have to run, and you have to do stuff, and you have to be out of yourself. You don't have to know yourself, right? So it's very difficult when you are looking at yourself, looking at your real feelings, and other people can look inside your eyes. That's so
True.
scary. Yeah.
That's true.
And I must say, in Bali, I really felt this kind of vibes because I think there are so many people there in search of something good, in a positive path, that you have this energy in their entire island. And getting back, it was really, really difficult.
Tell us.
Because in Bali you have the expats, let's say the foreigners who are there maybe for yoga, who are there maybe because food is amazing, things are cheaper, the country is beautiful, so they can afford a nice lifestyle. And the locals, they also provide their own amazing energy because they don't have much, they don't have luxury, but they have spirituality. Every house has its own temple, and multiple times per day they are devoting, they are placing some flowers, food, incense, everything. They take care of it, and it's beautiful. You have flowers, you have plants, everything is beautiful around the little temples. And I think all these little gestures, this remembering that there is something bigger and that we are part of it, I think it really brings something in. And so I saw, when I came back, I saw the materialistic kind of society we are in here, the consumerism we are
It's
totally
like
influenced by.
somehow it's like flat. There's less depth, less space for those small gestures. Every morning, put out a little offering with flowers and incense and a little bit of rice, because we somehow go so fast.
Yeah, yeah. They have the time. They have the
They
time
take them.
to
They
do
make the
that.
time.
Yeah,
We all
exactly.
have
And
time.
yeah, and we don't make the time for anything, not even to have 10 breaths when you wake up because you already have to go somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, go on.
So, yes, I did this 3 weeks and it was amazing. And then I came back and now I am a young yoga teacher. Let's say young in the sense that I'm a beginner yoga teacher. So I have to do a lot of practice and I have like, I don't know, 20 books on my next to my bed that I really want to read.
Give us three
You know,
of your best book tips. Tell us.
I'm reading Yoga Nidra, the blue one by, oh my God, help me with the names. Do you know it? Well, I'll have to tell you because Savananda something. It's the guy that actually found out about Yoga Nidra because he understood that while he was sleeping, he was learning the mantras that someone else was singing in the next room. And I really like the concept of Yoga Nidra and I want to understand more. And then I'm reading Teaching Yoga. It's a huge book. Actually, I have it here.
Is it
This I can show
under
you.
the phone? Ah, no. Oh, there you go. Teaching yoga.
Who's the Mark Stephens, and he also has yoga sequencing, same big book, which I didn't start yet, but I really like how he explains the things and how he takes all the point of views, and yeah, very nice. And then Light on Yoga. Oh my God, I forgot the authors.
Yeah,
The
me
author
too.
is
I'm very bad at
super.
name, but
Okay, but Light on Yoga is
yes.
like the huge book about the sutras of Patanjali, so
Yeah.
in an understandable way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. It's like it gives me some like a little push to go back to reading and stuff that I read years ago. I just forget, so I should go back to that. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so now you are reading and you're kind of reconsidering and readjusting, right? Because you go back to your old life, but you are somehow a new version of yourself,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right? And so you're
Yeah.
maybe trying to see what's coming. Who are you
Yes.
now, and if this life still fits, and what you can create, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I had a lot of ideas. I want to actually transform this space here into a yoga center. So it will be like more official, kind of probably a school also. Yeah, I have big projects and I hope all these will be giving back because I feel so grateful for my path that brought me here. That I feel the call now to give back.
Beautiful. I think it's very fascinating um, how we can create, like where you are sitting. It was once an idea, it was once a dream, but then if we really put the effort in it, the energy, the, not giving up, then it can actually, be something. It can come to life, and I think that is so amazing. Now that you have all these ideas and see in 1, 2, 3 years what it can become. It's amazing. It's so powerful. And I think that
It's
once you
amazing.
unlock that, you're like, yes, life, let's do this.
Yeah, it is so. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then this year we are hosting you, and I'm looking forward to
Yay!
this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. In October, so I'm counting the months.
Me too.
Root and flow. And I think it's gonna be like yoga synergy every morning, and then let's see like when again during the day. We can have a brainstorm another day so that you can also help me to get the best schedule. There will be a day for
Absolutely.
spa in 2 groups. So day 1 can one group go, and then the other day we can go to the beach and maybe practice yoga there. There can be maybe some moments to just go and take a walk in nature, in the forest, and just get your just a conscious, maybe with a book or with some pen and paper, and actually just, I don't know, paint it, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be wonderful. So nurturing, and then and I think there will be a lot of space for creativity. So that I will host a little afternoon where we create our lip balms and body butters. So my usual make your own natural body products workshop. So we'll bring some beeswax and all the ingredients from Sweden, and then we will start melting and pouring and whipping and all of that. So I think it's going to be wonderful. I want to take a moment to talk about something truly special and close to the heart. Miele Strega, my own line of natural handmade body products. And as you know, I am passionate about moving with ease and feeling good in our bodies, and that extends to what we put on our skin. Each batch of Miele Strega products is crafted with love, for real, by me, using ingredients from my very own beehives and my darling bees, combined with pure botanicals. Whether it's a soothing, luxury whipped body butter, a nourishing lip balm, or a gentle soap, everything is designed to support your body's natural rhythm, just like the practices we explore here. If you're looking for skincare that's pure, it's intentional and deeply connected and aligned to nature, check it out at mielestrega.com. And because you're a listener, I've got a special gift for you. Use the code SYNERGY10, spelled with Y and Y, for 10% off your first order. Now, back to our conversation. Here we go, part 2. Part 2 of our chit chat.
We talked about books and and then also being grateful and giving back and the dreams that come true and your retreat.
Tell me, where do you see yourself in 1 year and 5 years?
So in 5 years, I think it's easier. I will start from 5
wow.
years. I will start from 5 years.
Interesting.
I hope in 5 years, this place will be very famous for its authenticity. So finally, all people will know that here is a place where you can find truthful experiences, meaningful experiences, that we provide like really quality. We and people that work with us, like you, for example. So I hope we will always attract souls that are searching for quality and not quantity, and in a always in a sustainable way. Because even the thing with pricing for events, workshops, it's always a bit tricky because maybe in the beginning, especially here in the territory where I am, where there is not this huge yoga community or yoga awareness, people might think, oh my God, this workshop, it's pretty expensive. But the yurt has a huge cost, and maintaining the garden has a huge cost. And we don't like to tell the gardener, we cannot pay you this, please make less. So I pay the gardener tells this is the amount I want per hour, and I will give him because I think his work it's really valuable, and I will not discuss what he thinks it's fair for him. And when I bought the yurt, the price was this, and it's really a Mongolian yurt. So we paid what it was. And I like this circle where everyone can get the right compensation for their work, a compensation that can allow people to travel, to deepen their knowledge, to have quality of life. So I understand, and then I understand that for some people it's really difficult because not everybody has this kind of luck, or I don't know, the path in their lives is different. So we also try to give opportunities also to people that really cannot afford stuff, like giving, maybe having different price ranges, so whoever is feeling they can pay a little bit more, they can do that, so that some people will have less expensive tickets, for example. Sorry, I didn't want to make a huge debate about tickets, but I feel that this is some kind of barrier.
It is, absolutely. And especially in the yoga and spirituality world, we're almost like, there is this idea that we have to do it either for free or it has to be cheap. And I'm like, but hold on, you go to a mechanic and the mechanic says, yeah, okay, it's like, I don't know, 150 euros here in Sweden for every hour they start. So even if they work like 10 minutes into the hour, you still have to pay. And then when you go pick up your car, you just pay. You go to the dentist, it's the same thing. You don't say, oh, no, it's too expensive, I want a discount. So I think it's very important that you, with your mission, you make a statement, right? And it's also like a different way of approaching pricing and money, right? Because money is energy, and I value you, I value what you're doing, so I want to give you the right, a fair compensation so that we can thrive. But when, if we act out of scarcity, then it's always like...
Yeah, exactly. Yes, absolutely. That's it.
So it's beautiful what you're doing. And I think that what many people do not know are all the hidden costs. How much the yurt is, how much yoga teacher training costs, how much the food costs. And then when you add up all the things, you're like, okay, it's actually not so expensive.
And the amount of time a yoga teacher is constantly updating and studying, and actually even your own yoga practice is a way of being a better yoga teacher. So you also need to make time for that, right? Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I really believe in this and bringing this up in a very open way. I even did a blog post about this, about the pricing, because I felt some people were, it's too expensive. Why should it be so expensive? Well,
so you have a blog?
Yeah, on the website.
What's the website?
La Gualda Vecchia.
And there we find a blog. I didn't know that. I shall look into that.
I also have made a point about sustainability and all the steps we take here towards sustainability, and how we will never be 100% sustainable, because I think human beings are not sustainable.
But we do our best.
Little drops will make an ocean, right? Yeah, so in 5 years, I hope all this thing will be more known in the way to attract even more people and then provide more events, because then when I'm more economically sustainable, then I can, of course, give more to the community and maybe have more events where I can lower the price or be on donation basis, maybe a few times per year I can do that. But for that, we need to get there, right?
Yeah.
And I hope in 5 years we will still be true to ourselves. And I think that's it. And in 1 year, I hope I'll be a good yoga teacher. And actually, I want to do my 300 hours teacher training in India. That's exactly
Okay.
where I hope to be, in Rishikesh in an ashram. How about
In
that?
1 year. Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Yeah. Keep the ball rolling. And it's such a nurturing experience, and there's so much out there to learn that as yeah, of course, give me more. Give me more. And as I think new young teacher, as you said, I spoke about it also in like a previous podcast episode, that there is this idea nowadays that you do your 200 hours, you take a picture with your certificate, and then that's it. Okay, yes, I'm a yoga teacher, but in my experience, the process is way longer than that. I mean, yes, you are now certified and everything, but there is so much work that needs to be done. Right? You need to embody the practice yourself. You need to kind of learn the tricks, like where you're in the room, and every group is different. Every class is different. And so there is just so much more.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think it's really a path of devotion to the teaching and the learning, because they really go like hand in hand. It's like the two faces of the same coin, right?
Totally.
You still have to keep on learning to be able to teach. We have to start rounding up this chat. I am so happy that you shared with us, because I think that your story could be very inspiring those who are listening, because it takes a lot of courage to do what you have done. It takes a lot of perseverance. If you give up halfway, then you would have never gotten to where you are today. So you had an idea, and there you go, look at yourself now. And the awareness that you have now, looking back and seeing, I know why that happened. I see all the step by step, but this is why it had to happen, so that I could be here today. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful awareness. Would you like to share anything else with us?
I just want to add that if there are other yoga teachers listening to us, the way we met us through an advertising on Instagram.
Yeah. Tell us how to find you.
No, I want to say like that if they need to sponsor an event, or themselves, or their place, their school, whatever, actually Instagram ads work not bad. If you are targeting correctly the right interests and the right maybe age and the right places around you, it can be very effective. So I just wanted to remark this, because this is the way I met you and you met me, and otherwise I don't know how you could. There are trillions of places where you can host a retreat in Tuscany.
Indeed.
And in Italy. Yeah.
Okay, how to find you, how to be in contact with you.
Well, I'm pretty active on Instagram. If people want to follow me there, La Gualda Vecchia. And otherwise, you can see the website. It's lagualdavecchia.it. And there you will also find my WhatsApp number. You can always drop me a message. I'll be very happy to connect with more people around the world.
Beautiful. I can leave all the details in the description for this.
Yeah, or people can come to your retreat, and then we will meet each other in this
And there you go.
amazing. Yeah. No, really, I'm so much looking forward, because hosting a retreat, I hosted one retreat here so far. And it's really nice, because even us as hosts, we feel the magic of the people. They get to bond with each other, and they have so much fun and so much pleasure moments out of these kind of gatherings and events. We also enjoy the energy that is building up.
And you are so welcome to come to all the synergy sessions.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be there
to experience it.
I want so much to do one. Actually, let me know when you have an online class.
Okay, I will. One last thing is that I want to underline is that the earrings that you're wearing, you have made them, right?
Yeah.
So you create these
it's real flowers.
Earrings with real flowers and resin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The real flowers from your garden, and then you create those pieces of art. Beautiful. Good things are coming out of this, of you and I. I love it. Thank you so much, Bruna, for joining us today and sharing your inspiring story and life journey with us.
Thank you, Arianna.
Thank you so much. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Synergy Podcast. I hope this conversation sparked something within you, a new way of thinking, feeling, or moving. If you love this episode, let me know. Share it, leave a review, or connect with me on Instagram at Mielestrega. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out my yoga offerings, come to a yoga class at the studio, and check out my handmade natural body products at mielestrega.com. Remember, your body is yours, your pleasure is yours, and living pain-free is possible. Until next time, move with ease and live with joy.